What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hensey, joined tonight by the man, Brian DeGenero. How we doing, Brian?
Fantastic, Pat. How are you?
You're fantastic. I can't complain. But before we do get started tonight talking about Jay Bruce, everyone be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you do know when we go live every night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Daily uploads every day at 12. Stay tuned for that content. All rest of spring training, all regular season. We're here for you guys. We're here for you. But today I do want to examine Jay Bruce, kind of what his current state on the Yankees is, and kind of like whether or not we see him fitting on the bench to start the regular season. To be honest, I'll say this flat out. I genuinely think that Jay Bruce is going to make the bench for opening day. I think something catastrophic would have to happen for this not to be the case. Now, looking at Jay Bruce's spring stats, it's nothing that's too phenomenal. He's batting .207 with a .706 OPS. He started off spring really hot, but he kind of like slowed down a little bit. But I think kind of what Bruce has proven is he really wants to be a part of this team. I mean, based on what an interview he said a couple days ago, he said, "I know I came in spring physically ready to go. I feel like I've shown that I'm capable of playing multiple positions. My swing feels good." I think that he has the capability to be a veteran presence that's a big left-handed bat that could play both outfield positions and a little bit of first base too. And I think that he could be a solid bench spot for the Yankees. So I think as of right now, I would say yes, he's definitely going to make the Yankees bench. What do you think?
I don't know that he's a lock, but I would definitely like to see him on the team. I mean, he's got that lefty power bat, and in Yankee Stadium, that's a nightmare for opposing teams. So that'd be great to have, especially since we're kind of short on left-handed hitters right now. Yeah. So that would be great, and he's versatile, like you said. He can play outfield, he can play first base, and he brings a veteran presence that this team kind of needs. So I mean, I love the idea of having him as sort of this veteran leader, a really nice bench piece. So, but it's hard to say. I think that there's a possibility that they go with Tauchman over him just because Tauchman doesn't have any options, and if you let him go, he's gone forever. And I think they are really high on Tauchman, even though he had a rough year last year. He's shown a lot of potential. Again, it's really tempting to just have that veteran guy that's proven himself, that we know is capable of hitting homers in a very lefty friendly ballpark.
Yeah, I've said this. I mean, if Jay Bruce gets enough at bats this season, that's an easy 20 home runs in Yankee Stadium.
Oh yeah,
easy.
For sure.
And I also think like the versatility that he's shown too is a big help for the Yankees, because who would be the backup first baseman? I mean, I know DJ LeMahieu could play a little bit of first base, but looking at the Yankees bench, right now it's probably Higashioka and Brett Gardner are the only two that have locked in spots. And then there's, I would say it's Tauchman, Bruce, Dietrich, Wade competing for those final two spots. In a perfect world, I would like Dietrich and Bruce to get those last two spots. It's going to be an interesting scenario to see how it plays out. But like you mentioned, Tauchman, I think, would be the only way Bruce does not make this roster. The Yankees are high on him. He had a down 2020. Apparently, he was playing through an injury. That could kind of change the Yankees' philosophy on this. Be like, maybe we'll give him one more shot. It also hurts that he doesn't have any more options, and the Yankees don't want to lose him. Yeah. So it's definitely going to be an interesting scenario in that sense, but I think right now Bruce would be the better fit. It's just going to be interesting to see what they do with Tauchman in that situation. I mean, do you try to trade him, or do you just lose him outright? I don't know.
Yeah. Would you be upset if they kept Tauchman over Bruce?
I wouldn't be upset.
Bruce. I know you're a Bruce guy, but...
Yeah, I mean, listen, if they did decide to go with Tauchman over Bruce, I would kind of be disappointed because I want to see what Bruce could do with the Yankees, just being like that solidified bat already. But I also wouldn't be disappointed, if that makes sense, because I know what Tauchman's capable of. He's younger. He can play all three outfield positions, I believe. And we know when Tauchman's healthy and he's locked in, he's capable of putting up solid numbers, especially as a backup outfielder. So I think the main thing here is, though, that obviously Tauchman has better defense than Bruce in the outfield, right? But defense doesn't necessarily matter in this situation, because I don't think either one of these guys would be the fourth outfielder. I think Brett Gardner is going to be the fourth outfielder. So I think the role that Tauchman or Bruce would play is kind of just like a pinch hitter. You know what I mean? So I think that's why Bruce might be the better fit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough because Bruce does bring that veteran leadership, and he's, like we said, he's proven. We know what you're getting with Bruce. but
Yeah.
there's still that potential with Talkman, and you feel like we saw how good he was in 2019, and he's young still, and there's still the opportunity for him to improve. So
No, it would suck to lose him.
it's really tempting to just hold on to them. And the other thing you got to think about is Bruce is not going to be here next year regardless. So I mean, they could always re-sign him, but it's not. He's not under contract. Whereas if they keep Talkman, he's still got a couple of years left, I believe. So, it's kind of you gotta. It's tough. It's frustrating.
You know what? Someone mentioned in a comment on one of our live streams the other night. Bruce could play the role of 2012 Raul Ibanez.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I could see Bruce
that.
being like that clutch bat off the bench. Maybe he DHs some days. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I'm not opposed to it either way. I think I'm leaning Talkman right now.
It's
personally.
fair. But we're gonna know the Yankees' decision as soon as March 25th, because I believe on March 25th the Yankees have to make a decision about Bruce because he has an opt-out, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So if they don't pick up his major league contract, which is going to be worth $1.35 million, then he could just dip, which he probably will, because I could definitely see him on the major league team for another roster out there. But he said, so we'll see in 5 days. I don't know. I'm eager to find out. My goal is to be ready for the season, and I hope to help the club. Bro, it just hurts because he really wants to be a part of this team. But then again, so does Talk. It's such a weird situation. You can't go wrong either way, to be honest.
Stressing me
It's
out.
tough.
What if they went Talkman Bruce and didn't pick up Wade or Dietrich? How would you feel about that?
I don't know. I really like Dietrich too.
And then you got a lot of outfielders.
Like I said, I mean, I don't want to knock Brett Gardner because this isn't about Brett Gardner, but if the Yankees didn't re-sign Brett Gardner, the bench situation would be easy. Very easy. I would go Higashioka, Talkman, Dietrich, Bruce.
Yeah, but
and that's a really good bench.
Do you think Gardner's a better player than Bruce right now?
No, but I think Talkman has the potential to be better than Gardner. He's also much younger. So I would have preferred to have Talkman over Gardner.
Yeah.
And then Bruce could kind of play the role of like that veteran leadership in the clubhouse. I mean, it's obviously too late for that now, but I think that's why like re-signing Gardner wasn't necessarily a necessity because you did have so much outfield depth. Because let's not forget, when they re-signed Gardner, they already had Bruce too. So the Yankees knew that there was going to be this outfield logjam going into the season. I think they were expecting like an outfield injury by now, to be honest with you. That's probably why they prepared for this.
Can't blame them, honestly.
But I don't know. It's going to be an interesting scenario. I hope that they find a way to put Bruce on the bench to start opening day. It's going to be interesting. But we'll find out soon enough. Thursday, the Yankees have to make a decision by, so we'll see. But that is going to wrap things up for us today, unless you have anything else to say about Jay Bruce.
That's it. Good luck,
man. Love the guy. But yeah, it's going to wrap things up. We will see you guys next time. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you do know when we upload every day at 12 p.m. Eastern time, and we go live every night at 9 p.m. We'll see you guys next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.